about to go live on the gram.
Hmm. Well, we'll see. Nah, we good.
We in?
Yeah, you can see it on.
Oh, it's on the gram.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well,
We live right now.
yes, indeed.
How you
Say
feeling?
hello to the world. Uh, Good. Can't complain.
That's
Still
what's
here
up.
with a chance to do better than yesterday.
I like that. What's going on YouTube? What's going on Gram? We live on
Peace
both.
out. Yeah.
Um, legend to chime in. The legendary Soul Brother would chime in a matter of minutes, but right now it's me and the Fluctuator holding it down.
And so, yeah. So tonight we waiting for the moderator to come in, but we gonna chop it up, talk about you know, a little bit of everything, but crossing the finish line or getting to a finish line, but actually crossing first, second, third, looking for first, but just crossing the finish line and tap into a little bit of what we was talking about last week and last week on the whole
Dropping the
how you
ball.
yeah dropping the ball. So
Uh, yeah, as far as crossing the finish line, it's really for whatever you do. It's not necessarily music. It's whatever your
yeah.
goals are. It's whatever your goals are in life. If you go to college, cross the line, walk the stage. If you are doing music, it's basically don't spend all that time in the studio and forget to execute. Or if you don't know that how to execute, you put a team around you to execute to do it. You know?
Right. I agree. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. You
Yeah,
uh
because Dev, it's a lot of guys out there, a lot of females, a lot of guys, young and old, older, whatever the case may be. They'll record, they'll make songs, they'll get a robust amount of songs, and then they'll just stop. Do you know why they would just stop?
mm, most of them stop because they just kind of give up. Um, when you get your highs, you high, but when you get that low, it's that's when people stop most of the time. If the low lasts too long, I guess you could say.
So it's basically they record it, or do they record instead of giving up, they get to a point where they don't know how to take it to the next level, or they just say, I'm gonna start all over.
Yeah, sometimes more. I think more of the times than not is not knowing how to get to the next level. But then also to add to not knowing how to get to the next level, not knowing don't always have somebody else to reach out to, or don't know who to reach out to, or why, or how to reach out to other people. Um, which makes you want to stop and restart or try to reinvent. So,
That's
that's
kind of
it.
like a fear of them releasing a project. Like, say they got a body of work. Let's say a EP. They got 7 songs, 7 songs,
Mhm.
12 songs. They got an EP. They got an LP. Body of work, and they may stop because they feel as though they don't want to give their product to a person to say, "Hey, can you help me?" Is it a fear thing? Like they may think that somebody may steal a song from them, may steal a concept from them, may steal a sonic, a sound, or it could be a array of things. Why the reason why they may stop.
Mhm. Um, yeah, that's a good question. A lot of variety. But most of the time, you find people stop because they really most of the time don't know what to do. Like you see stuff. Well, in this era, jump on the gram, jump on the TikToks. Get a lot of likes and views, and maybe
And
put out a
that's
bunch of songs, and
and
that's
that's
kind of
it.
where people stop. Yeah.
That's where they.
Um.
So they kind of give up, or they just don't know how to take it to the next plateau. You
Yeah.
know,
It, and
and it's a
and a lot
lot.
of huh?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said a lot of times it's still the same. It's the age-old problem of who can you trust? Like some of the people that help you get to that level is, yeah, they
Yeah.
not just not really looking out for you.
So in our case with Mental Lab Recordings with Funky Town Pros, we
Yeah.
decided as a collective to say, hey, we're going to take this over the finish line. But taking it over the finish line, let's just give a scenario as far as we released Till Further Notice is the first single on the album. And
Hmm.
every day we got up doing something towards it, right? So we're the manager,
Yeah.
we're the PR, we're the college radio. We have to do everything
Yeah.
that a company would do, and we have to reach out, we have to network, we have to figure stuff
Hmm.
out to push it. So, and that was a testament to getting played on the radio. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So sometimes it could be on top of the lack of information that people have, which
Mhm.
which ties in with dropping the ball to some people not feeding that information to them to take it to the next level, intertwined with the fear of someone's going to take your music from you or take your sound from you. A lot of these things play a part, but at the same time, in our case, we're just pushing forward, and I can see the finish line. I can
Right.
see the finish line, and the finish line is not just well, it's many. Well, let's just say one project is one marathon, right?
Yeah.
So when the balance is released, we'll be past the finish line. But once you pass the finish line, is it still work to do? Yes, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Because I mean, when you think about when we got into this, as a crew, you know, me, you, Manslaughter, Free, Ace Two Boss, True, Sid One before he passed away.
Rest in peace,
It was
one.
just yeah. Plan was, to get it all to a certain level, see about getting a label together, getting it out, getting records pressed up, possibly the long run doing shows and building the brand. So yeah, it's been
Correct.
excuse me, it's been taking a lot for us to go through that. I mean, with me, you, Manslaughter reaching out to DJs, Ace Two Boss doing this part, freestyle out in Atlanta doing this thing. Um, you know, that's what it takes. It takes a team.
Takes a
But
team.
if you don't always have a team on you, if you don't always have a team,
Even if
it's
you
kind of
don't have
hard,
a
huh?
team,
You-
okay, it's still possible to pass the finish line.
Yeah,
But like we notice, it's hard work after the hard work. So
yeah,
it's constant work and it's constant hustle and it's constant push and it's constant. I think technology makes it easier, but I think
mm,
the generation that we in, I don't want to put age on it, but the generation, anyone that's doing music in 2026, this generation of making music, like you said earlier, they think uh the interest media, the social media is it is more than that. But with the technology, it enables us as a company to get the group the most exposure possible to put it out there. We can't decide if a person stream, download, buy, purchase, or whatever the case may be, as a fan or as a music lover. You know what I mean? But it's definitely a lot that goes into it. And to touch on what you said with the team, having a
mm,
team makes it easier, but it's still hard work because
yeah,
you
yeah,
hear a lot of no's, and maybe the no's stop a lot of
mm,
artists from continuing the race.
yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, like even with us, with the unit that we run, like if we come up with an idea, we run it by everybody, we send it through a group text. H might come up with a something or the idea, talking, from trying, marketing stuff. Manslaughter coming up with, ideas from the artist side and other things. You and I, everybody, we bringing parts together to make it to get a sum of a whole. You know what I mean? To make it a whole, sum of a whole. But yeah, but even with that happening, like. You getting up every day, I to get up, call, making phone calls, reaching out to college, reaching out to all these different entities. We could hire a company for that, but even when you go to hire a company, most of the time they're gonna ask you, what do you have?
Right.
Then you gotta go pay them, I mean, if you want to get into that, then you gotta pay them to film you and go to this event, go to that event. Let me take a picture of you here, be seen there, be seen here. And they charge you for that. And then you turn around and then need them to promote you and push you and all these other things. So to me, I would suggest that you find like-minded people around you that want to do the same thing you want to do. And then y'all figure out where your strengths lie and what your weaknesses are. And then y'all come together as a team. And the last thing I'll say about that is, like you said about I see legendary in the group, but the thing I was gonna say is uh last thing I'll say, that brings legend. The whole thing about what you're saying about a team, what's up,
Mhm.
legendary? What's up, Cuddy? Is that if
Bro,
you
shot.
don't have a team like we have, then the tools you have now with AI, if you're gonna use that, but even if you don't use AI, you could use your fingers and search, as they call it, Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever you're gonna use, and find out what this person did for that. Find out what that person did for that. Find out what that person did with that. Who do I need to? I'm not that good at this, but I could call or I could use the computer to do. It's ways around it. Now you just gotta really want it.
And if you don't have a team, you can you can have an assistant, which is AI. A lot of people shy away
Yeah.
from AI, but AI, if you utilize AI as a tool, it will be very helpful in your journey. But as
Mhm.
far as like, let's take mental lab recordings. We, we do a lot of work every day to push the
Mhm.
record forward, to push the needle forward. But we know that we have to bring in teams. So
Yeah.
we'll bring in the PR team for the album, um,
Mhm.
to push it to the next level for us, as well as, but that don't mean stop working. You know what I'm saying?
All
Because
right.
the goal is, if we're running a marathon, you're talking about 26.5 miles. And that can be months, that could be weeks, that could be 26.5 weeks. That could be a lot of things. And definitely, what would make you feel as though, what will make a new artist feel as though they passed the finish line? Like an example of, for them, to make them say, "Oh,
Um,
I did something. I did it," and it pushes them to go further.
um, I'm looking over here.
Mhm,
Um, in this, like what's going on now in this day and age, I would say setting your goals. Like if you're gonna be on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, all of these things, set your goals. Know that it's not as hard as you think to accomplish them, but you need to go do your research and really know, okay, if YouTube's their numbers are, you got to hit 500 subscribers. Well, find out what else goes with that 500 subscribers. Find out what else goes with getting on Instagram, doing your band camps, or with any of those that you do. And once
mhm.
you accomplish that mission, don't think, well, I got to hit a million and all of this and be seen by the whole world. No, just accomplishing those milestones by itself is getting past finish lines, because when you look at a world class sprinter or a marathon runner and use like 26.5, right? It's
Mhm.
26.5 and at least a few centimeters, because you got to get over that line.
You gotta get
But
over that line.
right. But even
Uh,
with your world class sprinters and marathon runners, right? I'm pretty sure their first medals was probably in high school, elementary, junior
right.
high. But those milestones got you to that, superstar.
So you're saying
That makes sense.
accomplish the goal. It makes a lot of sense. Accomplish the goals that's in front of you.
Yeah.
1 mile at a time will get you to the goal line. So each mile is a goal that you accomplish. Just don't do the
Yeah.
26 miles and give up on the half mile and say,
Yeah.
"Ah,
Yeah.
you know what I
Exactly.
mean?"
But shoot for 5, 10, 15. You look up and you at 26, you know what I mean?
So
So get to
guys,
those.
if your goal is 26.5 miles, make sure you run 27 miles. So you clear clear the finish line. But definitely,
Exactly.
uh, what I would say is in this industry, it could be frustrating. Don't let the frustrations overwhelm you. Don't let the obstacles be too overbearing. You understand? Handle what you can handle, do what you can. It's great
Yeah.
to have a team, but if you don't have a team, I would advise you to, like Dev said, get some like minded people around you, get some people a little bit smarter than you. Always have people around you that's a little bit smarter or like minded so we can be cohesive and make it move. What it do,
Yeah.
legend?
Going on, gentlemen?
Hey, hey, can I say one more thing about that? Find
Jump in.
people smarter than you in something that you're trying to accomplish.
It's
Because you
something
might
that
be
you don't.
smarter than them. Yeah, you
Right.
might be better
I
at
mean, you
them
may
than
be
math, but they're better at English. But
right.
find
That's what I
someone that
mean.
can
Eh,
elevate you in. Yeah.
Find somebody that can do. If you smart in ABC, find somebody that's smart in XYZ, DEF. Find people that's smart in other fields that can push the needle, push the
Help you
you know
elevate. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
push it forward and and actually make your goal, your dream or your goal help. So
That
they'll help
much
you to
easier. Yeah.
accomplish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll help you achieve it. You know.
Legendary, you
And
want to tap in or check in or say something? Tap in. Go ahead. You just gonna say something, Kev?
Give me
no, no,
a
no.
quick review. Well, yeah. What's the topic?
We were just
Just
talking
that
about
crossing the finish line and getting goals.
crossing the finish line, get your goals accomplished, don't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Don't run the whole marathon and just give up on the last mile type stuff. You know how some people may record an album and then like Dev said, they'll take it to Instagram. They'll take it even before they take it to Instagram. They might not know nobody to take it to the next level, so they may not cross the goal line because they may fear of somebody stealing a product, or it's just taking it to the next level. The unknown is always fearful, and then some people take it to social media and interest media, and then they just stop from there and get frustrated that it don't go no further than that.
Hmm.
It's basically crossing the finish line with any goal that you have in life, whether you make candles, whether you dance, whether you write music, whether you write books.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Your book, either you paint pictures, it's like painting a picture. When is the last paint stroke? How much
All
paint
right.
can you put on there? Like, and
And
so it's
even
basically, mhm.
no, I was gonna say, even if you're writing a book, you giving up on, man, I want to write this book and I never write the book, but just write the first chapter. That's the finish line. Like it's,
One page,
like
right,
yeah, you go kindergarten or you go junior high, high school, college, superstardom.
Hmm.
So that finishing that chapter is like junior high, you winning a something in junior high. That makes
I
sense.
can tap in on that right there because this is something I was running across to where I came up with my own little philosophy. So, of course,
Mm.
I write books, so everybody in the world, comes to me and asks me questions here and there. But what I tell them
Right.
now, after 20
Mhm.
years of hearing everybody's idea that never gets executed, I say,
yes.
write down the title. If you don't have the title, write down untitled and say by your name. So Untitled by K Born and Dev. I say you write
Mhm.
that first, then you come back and ask me a question. Cuddy, no
Right,
one ever takes that first step. That's the finish line
Wow.
to get started to the next one. Like
Right.
that's simple. I caught myself doing that because I didn't have a title for a book that I had written, so I
mm,
put it down. And I was like, that's crazy. So yeah,
Hmm.
so just
that's
writing your
Yeah.
name down is just
that
it's
is
tough. That
Getting
first step is
started.
tough. Yeah. So
that,
definitely. Uh,
that makes a lot of sense. You saying so before you even get to the book, this,
mhm.
you got to start it with a title and by
Yeah,
V. Arthur. So
exactly. You show me that. I'm
Right.
like, show me that on your Microsoft Word. Then
and
come talk to me. I
right, I
listened to
got
stories for 20 years, Cuddy. And I just didn't want to say no back then. I'm listening,
Right.
listening, listening, but they never executed.
so they just chewing your ears off for nothing.
Hmm.
It's a good conversation to have, and nobody's pulling the trigger.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you see these people 2 years later, and you go, hey, Cuddy, you got on that book? Nah, man, I haven't even got the
yeah.
title
And
yet.
then
I
you
haven't even done the
like,
title
no,
yet,
it's like,
man.
hey man, I want to rap or something. Yeah, I want to write a book. Okay.
Right.
So it's kind of like working out. You got to get day
Mhm.
one in first. If you don't do
Exactly.
day one, it's gonna be tough. So I like that. Day one is the first step. The first
Yeah.
step to the finish line. I like that.
Hey, Ledge,
Um,
1 second on Instagram, you might want to move your camera a little bit to the right. Yeah,
he want to
because you
stay
out of
like that
frame
on
on
the
the Instagram.
he
Oh, my bad.
he
Okay.
he not. Oh, you talking about it? Yeah, yeah. Instagram, you out
Yeah,
of
on
frame.
Instagram, kind of out of
Oh,
frame.
am I this way?
There you
Here?
go. Right there. Go back
Yeah,
up. Go
there
back.
you go.
Okay.
Right there.
All right.
Bam.
Good, cool,
Bam.
cool.
Yeah,
Um,
especially
legend.
don't especially if you make a goal for yourself too. Like, cause
Mhm.
you're gonna realize that after a while that you've been lying to yourself.
Mm.
You know what I'm
True,
saying?
true.
And those are the
That's
tough lies because those are the tough lies because you believe those lies. You know, you
exactly,
start believing them.
exactly. The whole concept. I start tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes a
Yeah,
week, becomes a month, and next thing you know, you 5 years away. You're like, dang.
Hey, that's funny because in church it was a song called Tomorrow, and they said it's always easy to say tomorrow, and they started singing tomorrow. It's easy to put off stuff that you should do today
Mhm.
and say tomorrow. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll go to church next Sunday, or I'll get that title tomorrow. But I talked to Legend about it 2 days ago. So he's three
Mhm.
tomorrows in the future of not
Exactly,
accomplishing it. So
exactly.
um,
yeah.
you wanted to touch on the dropping the ball concept, right?
Right.
Ledge.
Oh, yeah, we want to touch back on that a little bit too.
No, I said in the future it has to be today.
Oh,
Right, I
okay.
got
But
you.
Oh, okay.
there's so
Okay.
many
Okay.
layers to that. But
Yeah,
Oh, so
very true.
yeah, I like where we at right here. This is good.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, kind of, if you know, for a second, to what you were saying about the the kids and stuff not even wanting to step up, just write your name, just a few steps to get over that line.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's what happened with us with like we super accomplished or whatever. But that's what happened with us just getting to this level, right? You
Mhm.
know, just jumping out there and saying, all right, release the song. I know we don't have certain things done already, but just get the song out there. We get the song out there that motivates you to do the next step and this step, and you know what I mean?
It's
But
little
you just
me.
gotta step out there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
For the
Yeah,
see
that's
even that too, for the beginner, that's cool. But for us, we veterans, so we don't even need
Yeah,
motivation anymore. Like we just straight initiation, straight action.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
said, me trying to motivate you now. Come on, Dale. Come on, like Brody, you been doing this. You an
yeah.
OG in
Either
the
you're
game.
gonna do it or
Okay? I
not.
can do that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you're gonna either do it or not. You gotta get up.
yeah,
Yeah,
straight initiation now.
that's 100%, man.
Mhm.
And what do y'all think about well, let me ask you this question, Ledge, as far as from the film and books, was that another major hurdle or major accomplishment or crossing a particular finish line going from the book to the actual film, I mean, actually.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, it did. And that actually, man, that's the one that even though that wasn't like the plan to happen that way,
Mhm.
the way we started filming it, but yeah, I'm blown away. Like the way we came together, my son and his crew, and we had a
That's
great
nice.
time. Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like I'm real proud of that one.
Hmm.
Like
So
we
that's
just kept
like
back that we said we was gonna do it. Like I said, it wasn't no pulling the legs. I told them all like,
Hmm.
"Yo, John Singleton, whoop de whoop whoop." And they was like, "What you gonna do?" And I called my boy, told him the same thing. What you gonna do? Next day, the same thing you did, Dev. Next day, we went and got our camera, our little editing
Yeah.
software, these lights, and man, lights, camera, and action
Took
in
off. Yeah.
7 days. Yeah,
Figure the
super
rest out
dope.
on the way, huh?
that came from, like I said, John Singleton's. I guess he was motivating me. I didn't know what he was doing, but he was like, "I'm not
Mhm.
helping you." I'm like, "I don't want to be a director. What are you talking about?" He was like, yeah, but I'm not helping you. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, I guess he's doing some, psychology. So I'm gonna jump on it.
So it felt like motivation through discouragement, or like motivation through
Yeah,
not discouragement, but like he motivated you in a way where it's like, look, you got it already. I'm not gonna
pretty
Right.
much.
help you because you don't
Yeah,
need no help.
yeah.
And
The
that's
OG
Right.
look.
and I think that's part of not passing the finish line, believing you need help at that moment. But like you said, you got to start off before you can even see the finish line, or you have to be in the race.
Mm-hmm,
So everybody's not going to help you. No,
mm-hmm,
everybody's not
Mm.
going to help what you're trying to accomplish, and then you have to tap into your own power source and say,
mm-hmm,
you know what, I got this. But there is going to come to a point, and everybody needs help. Everyone
mm-hmm.
needs, even John Singleton, rest in peace, needed
Yeah.
help. He
Mm-hmm.
needed
Hmm.
help with the actor, so he got Dub C to teach him how to be South Central. So to a
Got
point, to a degree, everyone needs help, but in the beginning, you really have to rely on yourself and find out how strong, how powerful you are, you know. And that's where everybody should tap into the source that they have. And then they realize, man, I'm a universe. Every man is their island. So I'm a power source within myself.
mm-hmm,
Fortunately, I got devastating. Fortunately, we got true. Fortunately, we got H, we got manslaughter, we got pieces that can come together. But then eventually we will add more pieces on. It's like buying a car and say, hey, I know I got tires, but I want to put some rims and I want to put some rubber on it. I know it got a radio with a system, but I want to put a better system in it. So the machine that we create, we add pieces on. So say we got the car and the PR is rims and tires. And then Legend comes, and Legend is a stronger transmission that we put inside the trunk and put inside the motor. So every piece makes the machine better. And I think people believe that the machine is money, resources. Now, don't get me wrong. Money makes it
Mm.
easier, but you can
Helps
have
a lot.
you can have a boatload of money and have nothing to put it in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you take those guys in those bungalows at NBC and ABC that's throwing stuff on the wall, getting paid almost $1 million a year to come up with nothing.
mm-hmm.
so, so you do need the power source of yourself to get to that point. And I love what you said though. Write it down, write the title down. Then we got something to talk about. And as far as what Dev said, we figured out the beautiful thing about technology is we come from an era where you had to turn in an album, and the album had to be upon approval, right? So you could do 15 songs and they may approve just five. But let's just say they approve all 15. They're gonna call you back and say, you know what, Dev? I love the album, but we need that
Yeah.
single. But we need that single. We in the era now, whereas you could put singles out as long as you're gonna put the album out. The album is more of a design where you can say the album. Say your album's not complete, and you putting out videos, and you say, okay, I'm gonna put the
Hmm.
album out June 16th, but you got up to June 16th to put a new song on there. You can reconstruct it and say, oh, this is better. This works over here. It's like a bowl of soup, and you add in pieces to it before you actually have a presentation for the people. So technology makes it easier, but still, it's hard work after the hard work, and the work get harder, and you have to be able to carry that load. And fortunately enough, with a team, you have more shoulders and more arms and hands to carry for you to get past the
Yeah.
goal.
And we got peace out to Wise Man in the audience. What's up with you, sir?
Peace, wise.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, wise man.
Uh,
What it do,
So
Playboy? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man.
Thanks for tapping in. Stay tuned. That's dope.
Yes,
Wise man
indeed.
is another great MC from the West Coast. Very
Yeah.
lyrical, very technical with the lyricisms, very conscious about what he says. I love it,
Yes, indeed. So
you know. And you know what, real quick, We was at the Dookie Jam yesterday
Yesterday.
for Medusa. Medusa throws it once a month up at Delicious Pizza. It was her birthday. Happy belated birthday. I know I said happy birthday yesterday. However, I was talking to somebody they asked me, well, what do you think the music industry is missing? I said, well, it's a lot of things that is missing. It's missing
Yeah.
originality, creativity, individuality, and being an artist unapologetic. Now, that's just the artist side. And then as far as the industry side, these artists need executives to look through the artist lens to help them pass the finish line. You know, you don't want to play tug of war with the company you with. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Playing tug of war means you're not going forward. You're in the you're on the treadmill. So if you're on the treadmill, you're not going to pass the finish line. If you're pulling together, if you're pulling everything you got together, and that would be the artist, your management, your agent, the label, the A&R, and your PR, your public, your PR people. So all those people together as a whole becomes one piece on the car. The brakes never met the transmission never met the steering wheel, but they all
Hmm.
work together. You can't have one without the other. They never met. They stay in their departments. They play their part. And I think that, not even think, I know for a fact that it get anything you're doing past that finish line. But you gotta have drive.
No, dope. Look, let's see. Wise was saying up there as an MC, the biggest win is hitting the distribution button and sharing your wisdom worldwide. So that's true. That's a good, can't be mad at that. So I mean, what I gathered from what he was saying is once you hit that, button and actually get the distribution out there and the record and whatever it is hits and actually gets out to the world. That's the thing. Right.
That's definitely true. You get a
Yeah.
distributor because you needed to any every artist needs to be seen. Every company, what's up, Big Sono? Salute. It's my cousin right there. What up, Sono? Sono got that West Coast boom bap, great producer, great artist. Um, when it comes to the distributors, you need to get the access to the people, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, wise, you still got to put in that hard work. The hard work is putting the album together. Then the hard work comes after the hard work. The distributor, you got to go out there and be part of the distribution. Not so much of the distribution company, but the distribution of the artist presence, whether it be social media, interest media, whether it's live.
Yeah. True that.
Great,
Um,
great, great thing, wise man. Thank you for tapping in.
it's legendary.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this. When you broke into the dancing, right?
Mhm.
What was your first as y'all as a group as a whole, what would you say was one of your first crossing that line? Not like blind stepping, but finishing hitting that finish line. Feeling like you accomplished the goal and broke through that first line.
I think early
Mhm.
was just getting chosen with K Day. So it was like,
Mm,
big
Okay.
matches. So all the ones really dancing for
Mhm.
K Day was two of the Groovers, Kenny and Kimball, Shampoo, Press and Curl, and the Soul Brothers. Right? And it was
So,
so I just felt like it put us in that niche with Dre and the mixed masters, Tony G. So
right.
that was kind of like that. Separate from all the other dancers, they never really got in that crowd right there. So, but then later on, um, I think Lincoln would probably link it with Ice T and
hmm
Mm.
doing Spin Masters, the Everlast video. That kind of got the ball rolling.
So
And then after
When
that, shortly after that, we hooked up with Jeff, and then the rest is history. But yeah,
hmm.
those were two pivot moments, I think.
Yeah, and shout out to H2. I mean, shout out to H2. Shout out to Jeff. That's dope. So you said that was one of those. major pivots. Were
And
you like
actually, matter of fact, I'm tripping.
Let me tell you.
We
Let me
got
tell you your
kicked off.
major
hold on,
pivot
We got
though.
kicked
hold
off
on,
Soul
let's hear it.
Train. We got
Uh-huh.
kicked off Soul Train,
He said
scraped
got
up our
kicked
own
off.
little money, and went on our own tour to just look at all dancers from New York to California and taking fools
Wow.
out every state. So that was really the one.
Dope.
I used to read about, how we like to read there. I used to read about, the old blues singers hopping in that station wagon, you know what I'm saying, going on
Right.
tour, in the circuit. I was like, shit, let's do it.
Hmm.
You know? So it
Yeah.
was. It was an Amtrak special. You got to go across country for like $225 with
Mm,
unlimited tickets to switch in and out.
Oh yeah.
mm.
Couldn't beat
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I've been
That's
on a couple
big.
of I've
Those
been on a
moments,
couple of Greyhounds. I've been on a couple of Greyhounds coast to coast in my lifetime too.
ooh, that third day is a monster, boy. I'm
It's
telling you.
a 3 day push.
Yeah, that third day will put the whooping on you, Brody. Whoo-hoo. Or is it the second day? Is it the second day or the third? One of
You
them
know
gets
what?
really tiring and draining.
It it's all tiring because if you on a bus, they stop every now and then through I
Every
think Albuquerque was the longest push. I think when you're going through Mexico, it's like, man, this is long. And stopping at all those little shops and this. It's funny because I used to stop at the motels where they say, okay, you guys can eat. You're gonna kick it for like 45 minutes to come back in. I used to run into motel rooms and go, hey, can I take a shower? Give me a dirty room and I'll pay you $30. At that time, a motel room probably like 60, $70. And they would go, you know what? Just go take a shower. You offer the money, but yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
it's
That's
overbearing
funny.
because 3 days on the bus can get tight. It gets
tight,
tight.
tight,
That's an
It get,
understatement.
yeah, it gets
very
tight.
uncomfortable.
But Deb, if you have any advice for artists in 2026 to help them pass the finish line,
Mhm.
what would it be?
Um, depending on where you're at, just whatever that first mind, whatever comes to mind. Like if your goal was to make a beat, 3 beats a day for X amount of time, accomplish that mission. If you're at the level where you have songs and you just scared or don't know how to pull the trigger on getting them out, tap in, check in, call people, so you can hit up the mental lab, ask the question like, what do I do with this next step? But don't be afraid. The thing is, you can't be get over the fear because that's usually what's holding you back. Just just take a chance, jump out there, man. And one thing I'll say, if you're in a room by yourself or even in a room with some homies, if you mess up 37 times, who knows? Who cares? The world didn't see that. People putting out songs and they'll throw it away, bring it back 6 months later, and it takes off. You just get out there, man. Just go. Just yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because man, you
Uh,
learn wisdom from failure, or
yeah.
but stagnation is what's destroying you. You ain't even
Join
realizing
you.
that. Say
Yeah.
stagnant, but just if you could do something and you fail at it or don't hit the first time, you keep that going.
shout
Easy.
Yeah.
out
Don't even
to
look at it. Don't even use that as a word failure. Look at it as wisdom.
shout out to
You
S
got the right
Benjamin.
word usage, to get you over that hump. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout
stagnation,
out to
not
S
doing
Benjamin
nothing.
and Big Sono's quote in
Mm.
Def Jeff lyrics and
Popping
Yeah, Big
bottles,
Juice.
doing
Snow, what's
trying.
happening? Daddy?
Sit
I'm trying to tap in the chat. It won't let me.
it won't.
Oh yeah.
I
Why
mean,
not?
I gotta go through Google or something. They want me to go through YouTube or something.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
shout
that,
out to you.
fellas.
So good looking out, man. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But to tap in what Dev said is really believe in yourself.
Hmm.
If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else
Hmm.
is gonna believe in yourself.
True.
Nobody else gonna believe in you. But you gotta really have, like Dev said, you gotta have heart to do it because
Hmm.
performing and putting yourself out there is a scary thing. But you don't have to be scared. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't do what you do as an artist, you know. And I would think just keep it pushing and make
Yeah,
yourself better. You know what I mean? So, and
and
they say, wait, they say still sharpen still, but if you don't got
Mhm.
a team, you take up two blades, shink, 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 and you start sharpening your
Man,
own still. You got to sharpen your own still.
and I
yeah,
be seeing a lot of y'all. Go ahead,
hmm?
Def.
No, I was gonna say the fear thing. Uh, for me, right? You could be scared, right? You could be scared. Fear, right? If you let fear um
Consume you.
control that, well, let it control your movements, right? Or control what you do, right? You're gonna look up 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now and be looking back at and saying the same thing. When people around you, little baby kids, are just stepping out, man, just in spite of the fear, just step out and do it. Because everybody got a little bit of nervousness, butterflies. I don't care for Michael Jordan, LeBron, the top football players, Tom Brady's, whoever you want to name. They still have that, but they jump out in spite of it. And then eventually you conquer it, and then it's on the back.
I think that fear, what you're
Mm.
speaking about, is that just lets you know you're human. You know, you're
Yeah,
human,
lie.
and you're alive and you up for the task. But that stage fright, that moment of truth, fear is basically a source that we do tap into. Now, there is that other fear where you just scared to do it. No,
Yeah,
but yeah, just believe in yourself. Use that fear as a source, a power source, and that'll get you far. That'll get you closer to the finish line. Get you closer to getting your goals accomplished. But believe in yourself.
sure. Most important.
Be on dancing. I went through that when I switched to the dance style I have now. At
Mhm.
first, it was like 99. Yeah, 99. And I was a little nervous at first because I knew people were gonna be like, "Oh man, I want to see that smooth shit all the time. I want to see you do that hardcore soul brother shit." You know what I'm saying? I knew that was gonna
Right.
happen, and it did. Yasa said it. Cliff Love said it. I mean, these are my peers, guys I look up to. So it made me kind of nervous. But once I think I did Alicia Keys "Falling," and then my son liked
Mm.
it, and then my kid liked it, and I was like, "Man, I'm over." And Wonder was like, "Man, that's it." And I was like, from there, it was off to the races. But yeah, I was a little nervous at first.
Let me
Yeah.
respond to the chat real quick.
Mhm.
S. Benjamin, Sean Benjamin said, I was 17 years old. I crumbled up a rhyme. Slaughter told me never throw rhymes away. And then he reiterated with, there's there's bars in there you'll use later, which is
Mm.
correct. You know, you know,
Yeah, very
uh,
true.
that's true. You should always keep your rhymes that you do have because it may not be at the level where you want it to be at, but you got a rhyme out. You got 16 bars. You got 18 bars. That's part of the process of getting better. You know, as well as what was that, Sadat X or Derek X? I could write a rhyme, throw it up, and write the next one. You can do that once you get to that level, but definitely keep your rhymes in your reservoirs. And then you out of that 16 bars could be a hook. Like I tell Dev all the
Yeah.
time. Like I did 3 or 4 verses on one of the songs, and I tell Dev, I think it's Fake Ass Hippos. It could be any song, and I tell Dev ain't gonna erase the rhymes anyway. And I said, Dev, I don't like that verse, but if you could salvage something from it, a hook, a scratch, or something, it can be used or utilized. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good advice. Good advice.
Mm. Well, so next thing not next thing, but let's follow up on that. You was gonna say something, Lex?
Hmm.
Um, but when you from an MC point of view, right? Let me ask this, chat, K Born.
Okay.
Um, what about, because I do this, I used to, I still do it now, right? Sometimes to help get past the fear or the nervousness or even fear in this point and in this particular instance, right? Of like elevating, am I gonna get better? Is this the best? Is that not? Sometimes I just throw a beat away. I just
Mm,
say I started building on it and it's like, like, but to add a wee bit of an element of what you're talking about, sometimes I'll keep the sample and just leave it in the library, right? But sometimes I'll just wipe the whole thing out,
You know what's
just start
crazy
over.
about you saying that, Dev? The beats
Mm.
that you throw away is probably the beats that the MCs love.
Yeah,
You understand? No,
yeah,
no,
I've
no.
heard that many
I'm
times.
just saying. No, no, no. I'm not saying that you throwing
No, it's
away.
possible. No, I know what you're
But
saying.
all I'm saying is, but that's good that you keep it in the archive
Mm,
because the drum and the snare might not match the sample, or you was just feeling some type of way. You could have been in a melancholy mood and snapped
mm,
out of it. You could have been in a tribal mood. You could have been in a club banger mood. It could be any mood, and that goes for writing too. As far as it's trying to, we're making something from nothing.
mhm.
But you're at a level where I understand that. I understand that philosophy, not a philosophy, but I understand that action where, because you told me that, like, we
Mm.
do graphics, we edit, we make stuff, and I'll tell you, you'll be like, oh, send me that one commercial, and I'll be like, oh, I erased
Right.
it. You will say,
Like in
don't
this day
erase
and
it.
age,
You
keep
say you
everything.
yeah, you was like, you got a hard drive. Why would you erase it?
Right.
You know what I
Hey,
mean? But huh?
yeah. No, I say, but Wonder, that was one dude that said he told a couple of MCs, look, sometimes you just gotta throw a few lines, or if you started that verse or whatever, just sometimes throw it away. Um, and then other times it's ones that you're supposed to keep, like you said, archive and use for hooks, bars, phrases, drops, freestyles, but every once in a while there's that one you got to get past that fear of not being able to do something better or duplicate it or build off of it and just can it.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's part of the process for a
yeah.
producer. That's a process for a dancer, a choreographer, a writer.
Mhm,
Even writing a script, you might write a script and say, this you got two people in this scene, and then that may get rewritten right there on the
mhm,
spot or ad-libbed on the spot. Some things, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some
mhm.
rhymes, some beats are trash, right? Some things are bad. It all depends on if you're writing a particular song, if you want a particular mindset, because it is points where you have to think of the first bar, then you got the second, so forth and so on. By the time you get to the sixth bar, you may go back to the fourth bar and erase it and then fill it
Yeah.
in the process of writing a rhyme or in the process of making the beat. You may delete stuff, but as far as when you finish the verse or if you finish the beat, I would advise you not to toss it. You know what I mean? Not to toss it out.
Yeah.
But then, like I
Right.
said, at your caliber, you are making tracks. You know, I threw a lot of beats away that I made. Easy, easy.
Yeah.
I did with no hesitation. You know what I mean? But yeah. Let me see. Like,
Let me Y'all let it go.
what would you
Is
give?
that?
What
I've
kind of
got it.
advice would you
Let's
say?
see what he's gonna say right quick. Let's go ahead.
Let's y'all break. As we getting
Be
older and wiser and got more
Yeah.
responsibilities, watch what mood we in, because I feel like certain day you might have a bad day at work, you might hear a beat or something, it sounds
Hmm.
terrible, you throw it away. You in a good mood, you be like, wait a minute, I'm tripping. That sounds great. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
watch the mood level you might be in. You
Right.
might think
That's
stuff
true.
is garbage, you throw it out.
Peace,
But just
peace
wait.
to V
I've
Money.
now learned to wait a couple of days. And I'm telling you now, because I just learned this. Maybe like within this year.
Right.
So yeah, watch the
That's true.
mood or your stress levels, because you might throw something out that might be heat.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Somebody it
and,
might have been something for somebody else. It just wasn't for you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
he's just in the funk that day. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it 2 days and then it'll tell you if it's garbage or not.
Yeah. Don't make the choice while you're emotional about
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah, I threw a lot of stuff
damn, I
away
shouldn't
like
have done that.
yeah.
True that. That's true.
peace to V Money in the house. Definitely support and thanks for the support. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some things you may write 2 o'clock in the morning, and you may wake up and say, "Oh man, I can't believe I wrote this." And that's the same with
Mhm.
tracks in the process of making music. But everyone in the industry know this saying: trust the process. You got to trust the
Very true.
process. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Hmm.
during the process, like I said, if you got a 2 verse song and you write 3 4 verses, those other 2 verses that you don't use for that particular song can be utilized. Trust me, because if you wrote it, it's probably great. And it's probably not to your level of greatness, but to an average person that listen to it, they be like, man, that's the most amazing stuff I ever heard.
Right. Exactly. That's true. Very true. Mhm. Um, yeah, that is very true. But like you say now in this day and
Hey,
age, but
Big Sono just said something. He said, if it don't sound as dope as the last thing I did, I toss
Mhm.
it because I can't go backwards, but some things is worth saving for another time, which is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Some things you
Yeah,
can use, some things you can use, and some things you can't use. And what Sono may be saying is you might make a track or make a song in 2024, and then 2026 come around, you be like, man, I was tripping. That was pretty good. That was pretty dope.
yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. Like right now in this day and age, like when I was saying throw it away stuff, that was like coming up. Even though now every once in a while I do it, but we have so much technology and so much storage and memory, you don't
It's
really have to
easier.
throw it away, but you can throw it in the back and not,
Throw it to
you
the
know,
side. Don't
yeah,
throw it away.
yeah.
Throw it to the side, and
Just
revisit it.
and then yeah, just move that off and go to something else. Don't even use nothing from that kit, that whole setup. If you're doing a writing, nothing from that style, just move it off and then restart, you know.
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
I'll go
See, I'm
for that.
struggling with that with my solo for manslaughter's verse. Cause I forgot to I got stuck between a push up and a burpee and I almost threw the whole
Yeah.
thing out. The whole burp, I was killing it. And I almost threw the
I
whole
still
thing
want to see
away
that
for
verse,
one
man.
mistake. But I kept it. So I'm still holding on to it though, but I almost threw it out. Because of
Yeah,
one itty
see.
bitty mistake, Brody.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly, Brody. I was gonna say I'm a work in progress. I admit it
We all
for
work in
sure.
progress, but
Yeah.
everybody is. As long as
Mhm.
your heart beating and you have the heart for what you're doing, which is passion. As long as you have the passion in the craft and you believe yourself that you're making it better, that's what it takes. It takes a lot of passion. It takes a lot of time. It takes sacrifices. The
Yeah,
process is when people say trust the process. Trust in the process comes with a lot of stuff. So you
yeah,
gotta trust it because sometimes you might wake up. It's like being an adolescent. You wake up one day, you on top of the world. Then the next day you
mm,
wake up and you're on the lowest of the lows. But at the same time, as
yeah,
long as you have that trust in the journey, the finish line is before you. And once you get to the finish line, it's still hard work because then you have to continue the race. You just have to have the heart, the appetite for it. So
yeah.
pretty
All right, fellas. So we are getting close to that time. Y'all about ready to wrap it up?
okay.
Anybody got something in particular to speak on?
Yeah, for sure. Prototype on all streaming platforms. Also, till further notice, stay tuned. Fake Ass Hip Hop is the third installment. What we're
Yes,
doing over
indeed.
here at Mental Lab Recordings is for Funky Town Pros. We have a 10 video an adventure. The album will be released in spring. We are right around the corner from spring. I'm excited for it. I'm excited
Yeah,
to be part of the whole process. And like I said, sometimes it's highs, sometimes it's lows. But in between that is the journey. And like
yeah,
Dev said, have heart to continue. And if you don't have a team, you got to have trust. You got to trust somebody to hear your music. Don't be scared to let people hear your music. It's thieves out there that will take music, of course. They will take something from you. But for you to continue your journey, for you to cross the finish line, you must continue, be unapologetic, Regardless if you throw rhymes away, regardless if you keep them, they're yours.
Yes, indeed, man.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
legendary. Got
I
something you want to
say
say?
like I see everybody try to get better and using your memes and your mantras and your affirmations. Remember, all those take action. You
Mm.
need action to move. So you got the dope memes up on IG and dope affirmations, but remember they require action to be effective.
Like
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Mhm.
So
Um,
become a verb. Become a verb.
Yes.
Become a
You
yeah,
know,
verb.
kids, when we was kids though, and we used to play like superheroes. I used to be
yeah.
Bird from the School Rock, and everybody was like,
I
I wasn't
remember.
there. Yeah, I used to be like, I'm Bird. They're like, what you do? Like, what's your superpower? Words. I was like, oh. Everybody was
That's
home for
funny.
Batman. I was like, I'm Bird. They used to laugh so hard, bro.
Man, that's crazy. That in my neighborhood,
Some verb.
where I grew up
So,
at, my
Because he was
neighborhood,
black,
we
man. You know, he was black, bro. He had to go with Bird,
right,
buddy.
or the Brown Hornet. In my neighborhood, we played crooks and robbers. Nobody wanted to be the cops.
Wow.
nobody, nobody wanted to be the cops. Yeah.
yeah,
Any
that's
childhood
funny.
wait, any childhood games you used to play, Dad, that you remember? Hide and go seek, hide and go get it. What
Um,
did you used to play?
I didn't go get it. Hey, man, that was the thing. But nah, childhood games. Nah,
You ain't really
not
play
really.
games, huh?
I was taking radios apart and electronics and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, you in the glove.
Yeah.
I got
There's
the
a
stuff.
I mean, I used to be running around. Uh, me and my cousins used to be running around. Like I'm from, back in New Orleans. You crossing, little lakes, rivers, not rivers, but crossing ravines and stuff on poles, jumping off of two-story buildings and crazy.
so
That
you
was
was
our
skipping
childhood.
you
Crazy.
was skipping rocks on the lake and in the rivers and fishing.
Nah. Well, I
Now
did
you
fish, yeah, but nah, we was
but you was
doing
more of
crazy
a
stuff.
science you was more of a scientist
Yeah,
taking
I was
TVs apart,
experimenting.
taking
Yeah.
okay. I like that. Well, fellas,
Ding
I think
dong
this
ditch. Who said that? Oh yeah. Boy,
Bro,
Benjamin
man.
said ding dong ditch. Yeah, that was the
yeah,
thing.
that was a thing too. Ding
When
Dong Ditch was the
kids
shit.
get me now as I'm an adult, I let it ride because I know I got a
Yeah, you
thousand
know what it
more.
was.
I crack up laugh when they hit my door. Bang bang! I just start laughing.
It's kids that leave the school and they ring my bell. They used to ring the bell every day, and we ran down on them, on her or whatever the guy, and they was with their stepdad or their dad or whatever, and he was like, she didn't do it. We showed him on the ring, and he was like, his answer was, "Oh, I thought my friend still lived there." Like what friend? You ain't got no what friend. But yeah, that's what
My
kids
Let
do.
that
friend.
ride. Let that ride, Brody.
That's funny.
Ding dong
Yes,
ditch.
sir.
That was a good one.
Hey, but everybody like and subscribe. Mental Lab recordings, YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok. We will be back next Monday. That's the plan. As long as Legendary and KB show up, get some other guys on here. Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Other than
go.
that, fellas, say peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
See you
Peace.
on the flip side. Oh yeah, peace Instagram. Peace. I forgot
Yeah,
we don't do
Yeah.
Instagram.
things,
Be
huh?
looking out Instagram.
Yeah.
It's there.
Nice.
We out.